Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Reroute Records LLC podcast. Your host, Muhammad P1. Good morning to everybody. I'm up this morning thanking the Creator for His mercy. I'm going to have a laid-back day today. I'll probably work on some poetry. I think I got the podcast situation packed down a little bit. I just been a little lazy, and everybody know I'm in law enforcement, working at the prison and stuff. So a lot of times it be depressing, but pretty much I do what I can, as far as my end, to help out. I give my experience, strength, and hope. Let the people know that we do have choices, good choices. It's the weekend. It's 7:08 a.m. in the morning. The sun is out. It's a little cool, but alhamdulillah for that. To all my co-workers out there who checks out my podcast, and for the people that follow me, I will be basically starting on the poetry part and work on some. I might do, like I said, I already signed myself, so it's mine. So I'm gonna do probably one single, Reroute Records single, and then I'll just do some poetry, and I'll open it up to the public. With that being said, I had to, as the boss lady says, you got to stick with one subject. She said, you like Trump, you all over the place. So I had to pick a subject to elaborate on and discuss it with the public. And from there, we'll go and I'll hear everybody else's opinion. Just like Charles and White said, no one gets paid with trying to help the community. We all should know that. I don't know everybody do, but I ain't gonna get into all that. But we know that there's plenty of money to give when we talking about it, going back and forth and all this. But it really is no money in trying to heal the community. Individually, everyone has to work on themselves. The trauma that we all go through and we put on each other, basically, because there's no Caucasian people in the community threatening you, calling you nigger, whatever. It's you calling each other that and bringing each other down. So with that being said, we have to start with self first, and then collectively we can kind of hopefully work with each other. Hopefully. When I be at work, I be talking to the young gentlemen, and I be letting them know in our time when we was coming up, they told us that we will not live to see 21. And we used to all look at each other like, wow. And that was frightening. Like, yo, I ain't gonna live to see 21. What is really going on? So I got into a little trouble here and there. It wasn't nothing real heavy. I come from a military family, Masons. I'm in my first apprentice. I'm still learning. I have a few businesses. They slow, and I still work to make sure the bills get paid. I ain't no pump fake. Everybody know I wear silver and diamonds. because I get good deals on that. I do. So I'm not paying all that. Trust me, I get nice good deals, and I like it. Uh, it's kind of like when I used to back in the day when hip hop started out. I had did a little house party rap. That's how I started out, and I had a few dollars back then. Mom's left, whatever, and uh, the people that I grew up with was Steady B, Cool C, Down the Bottom Bulls, Bobby Dans, all that. I know majority of them. Uh, Freeway, the Bully, Broad Street Bully. Um, Everybody knew because I was, when I was on that shit, and I had, got myself together, and everybody thought I was dead. I was literally asked by one of the promoters. This was some years ago, and they was performing up in Allentown at one of the venues there. Right? He was like, come on up with us and help do the security." I said, "All right." So I got dressed, jumped in the shower, all that crap. I got dressed. They came and got me. He shot up. He said, "Look, this is what we're going to do, blah, 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 blah." I said, "All right, cool." Now, once we got in there, I stood my pose, whatever. And then once everybody came in the venue, they was jumping. And I was like, "Hey." And when I found out who was showing, I said, "Oh." I said, so I was talking to a brother, a friend of mine. Well, I consider him a friend. He passed away some years ago. Uh, he was one of my support members, and he was like, because I was actually on the phone with the earpiece. He thought I was talking to myself. I was like, "No, man." He was like, "Oh, I see the joint." So I said, "Look, stay right here. Let me go in here and see what they doing in here." So I listen. So I go. I go the way the venue was when you come in, real big old open space, and then it was a double door. It looked like how when you go into the kitchen, Jim, and when you go in, you open the door. So I'm seeing the lights flashing, everybody in there hip hopping and whatnot. So I said, okay. So as soon as I opened the door, walked through the door, it was like two tables in the back. Like, and it was a distance though, it had some space. But the table started with the other table, that then it was an open big floor. And then it was on the stage. As soon as I opened the door, they turned around and looked, and they was like, "Oh my God." They was like, yo. And I was like, "Oh shit." Yo, they said to me, and it kind of hurted me a little bit, but they was like, "Yo, we thought you was dead, man." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, man, ain't nobody seen you. You just disappeared." And then Freeway and Petey Crack and all them, they was up on stage. Mac was up there, and he looked. They was rapping. They looking, see me talking. They don't. We don't. I mean, I ain't never have a problem with none of them. They know me, and I just never have. I had no problem with nobody. I was always a loner. I was always that dude I was by myself. You know what I mean? I told my wife my story. You know, when I do this single, it's gonna be about me, reroute my life, how, and it's gonna be about where I live from 60th and Lansdowne to 54th Street. You know, all them cats like the youngins that was doing on the killings and all. I know them youngins. You know what I mean? And listen. I don't brag or boast about nothing. I don't do none of that. I help out when I have extras. I help. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you know what I'm saying, when I was in a situation and the creator of the heavens and the earth was merciful to me. I don't care who you call God. I'm just saying, from what I've learned and read and seen walking out my house. Um, I've been married 7 years. I love my wife. My wife, it takes a special kind of person, like she said, to deal with somebody like me. Because now she said you're very smart and you have that, and I have a like Gucci man. Everybody, like I said, for those that know me, know what it is. You know, I don't play with people. I don't. When it comes to business, I have to do business with people. I sign contracts. She one really signs the contracts. I'm the one that go out and start the jobs and meet the people, give out the uniforms and everything. And then I'm there in the crunch, in the munch. You know what I mean? In the mud. I'm there. So if anything go wrong, I get all the airful. You know what I'm saying? Uh, other than that, it is what it is going on. You know what I mean? We all see it. Whether you turn a blind eye or not, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? Me practicing Islamic monotheism and knowing what's really going on. I learned a little bit of Arabic and I'm learning Hebrew. Uh, I just I'm me. I don't chase no women. I don't do none of that. I just take care of this woman here who's been looking out for me. That's been in my corner. You know what I mean? Other than that, I'm not trying to, get jammed up when the angel of death come to visit me and I go to my grave. And I say this all the time. Everybody know me when I talk, even at work. And I be telling the young boy, I said, listen, don't get it twisted. It starts from the grave. All we doing here right now, they're recording everything. The secret little things that we all think we're doing and no other humans saw. You know what I mean? Somebody saw it and somebody recorded it. There's going to come a time, it will come when the trumpet is going to get blown. And all the events that y'all are scared to read about or take as a joke, it's going to really come to pass. Like the stuff that's coming to pass right now. But like I said, just my motto is don't take nobody else's plate. Don't hurt nobody else and take their food off of their plate because you want their food. Get up off on your own tin. Stand on that. If you're going to die, die for a virtue. Ain't nothing wrong with us bootstrapping and working together. Try to anyway. And just do what you got to do to take care of your family. Because I like to eat. I mean, even though I got a small stomach, and I told you I gained weight because I had to go back to the academy and train. So when I was off for a few months, I had came home. I was going to my, doing shopping in the Walmart, and they got I forgot the name of the company with them cakes. And them Jones is crazy. They moist and chocolate. Oh my God. And I'm thinking in my brain, like, oh yeah, you had the surgery, so you ain't gonna gain no weight. Man, I had went to go put, how you sit down and you put your leg over it. That John was like, oh, my wife's car cracked, and she said, uh-huh. So now it's coming off because I'm doing a little moving. So inshallah, Island, by the end of the summer, I should be down to 200. Because I did gain about 40 pounds. But with that being said, I thank y'all for listening. For those that like me, for those that don't like me, for whatever reason, that's fine. All I'm doing is just telling the truth of what I read, whether you believe it or not. But just like I said, when the time comes for each and every one of us to meet, we're going to meet what we got to meet. And with that being said, y'all have a good Saturday. I'm going back to the motto, stand on your all 10. Don't take nobody's plate. Don't take no food off of nobody else's plate. Put food on your plate. Bootstrap, get a job, put the money to work, and take care of your family. With that being said, Reroute LLC is out. Muhammad P1, your host, and thank you, and y'all have a nice day. Reroute Records.